Greetings. I'm gonna go back straight right now. Normally I would have been doing this video a lot earlier, but this is now 8 o'clock, and well, I've been holding back quite a bit to just try and make sure we got all the information in the right place and stuff like that. We've got some good news and bad news. The good news is that this ship is going to be released on PC on the 21st of January. Yeah, it's maybe not clear, but we have got some more information about it. As I said, this is coming on PC from the 21st to the 26th on PC, and I believe that's one ship, one per account, basically. So that's basically one T-ship, one T5 ship, and the EMH. I believe might be available for free, but you can actually pick up. I mean, none of these are exclusive to the pack, exclusive to this pack, so free giveaway. So, as a reminder, you do need to have an empty ship slot to unpack your ship, and if you're on console, the 18th. Anyway, let's go to my actual review. Greetings, I'm Pathfinder, and we'll be covering, well, one of the first bonus ships of the year for 2025. This time will be the Pathfinder Long Range Science Vessel, and this is more of a, this gives me, because I haven't had a full good enough time to actually build a budget build with it, but I've had it for quite a while, so I can give you a review. But it's not just an Intrepid or Voyager. Yeah, bad jokes. So the Long Range Science Vessel was released on the 20th of November 2014 on PC. This is the first Intrepid or Voyager variant that was T6. There has been at least 2 other T6 Intrepid Voyager variants released over the years. The Pathfinder variant is actually screen canon, as it was actually seen in Picard Season 3 with the ships named, the ships for the ship. There are 3 of the ships known to be named. We are being the Voyager B, which is somewhat understandable. Drexler and the Eves, both Drexler and the Eves are named after ship designers, and well, as this ship's been given away in 2025, how good is it? And because I'm talking about budget builds, I've just grabbed the same notes from the last time I used budget builds, and we'll just speed it through it. Basically, anything that you can't grab in the sea store besides the actual ship is not included. Everything else is just basically what you can get dropped, or you can get given via other stuff. I mean, because this is not, and because this technically is a C-Star variant, I may include stuff about the Fleet variant if I so wish. But yes, day one basically is this is really one of the ones that really do stand out, because you can pick up the ship for day one if you really want to. I mean, technically, it is you can start the game today and still pick it up tomorrow. Oh well, you may not be able to pick it up tomorrow because we have no idea when it's actually going to drop. At least at the time of recording. We're going to skip this event ships because, well, it's an event ship. Day 30 builds are usually when I start when is roughly the time where most people get close to the end of a reputation to tier 5, so I've deliberately decided to cover those. Well, quite a lot of the reputation, and quite a lot of stuff I recommend looking for is in the reputation, and due to the fact that this is this is actually not doing a competitive enabled event. I have to also point out that I'm going to definitely delay competitive if I was going to use it. Day 60 I start using everything starts becoming available, and I can. You can now for the rank 3 bridge officer skills, because they either required to craft stuff or buy them off the exchange, and I've decided to use. Well, it'd be outside of on other ships. It wouldn't matter if one specialization bridge officer was used outside of mission bridge officers, but there's only one specialization bridge officer seat available in this case. And day 90, just about everything else is being used, and advanced gear may be used in this case, and same with fleet gear. And fleet gear I could recommend. Of course, I also have some thoughts about paid considerations, because a lot of the time there's items picked from the C store, and some previous events usually get to looking for the gear, and items quite often I will usually mention them but not integrate them to the build, because they're not really useful. But let's actually review the ship. So of course I'm going to give it a few ratings. I'm going to give it the ship for the ship itself, and including consoles or items, and the starship trait. For the most part I'm using them because I'm reviewing each part individually, not the whole ship as a bundle. Well, to some degree. And I'll be giving the ratings from the best as the S to A, all the way down to D for being avoid if possible. These aren't killers. X's are somewhat killers because they are broken in the sense that they don't work at all, or broken in that they don't do what they're designed to, or they fail to meet certain requirements that I have, and I'll explain when I give out the X's. So the Pathfinder Long Range Science Vessel itself, this ship itself is a hull capacity of 0.9, shield mod of 1.3, turret rate of 12, impulse mod of 0.17, inertia rating of 15, and using an antimatter warp core, and a lieutenant tactical, lieutenant engineering intel seating, commander science, lieutenant commander science, and a lieutenant universal. It has 3 forward, 3 aft weapons, 3 engineering consoles, 3 science consoles, and 2 tactical consoles. The fleet version has the third has 3 tactical consoles, but this device slots 3. No, doesn't support dual cannons. Its unique item is the L shuttle bay, and it's got the usual science analysis and subsystem targeting intrigues built in, and the starship trait is the ablative field projector. The L shuttle bay and the ablative field projector I'll cover in a little while. Now, this ship has quite a few issues. Thank you. This ship has a few issues. It mostly limits the launch gear of Tier 5 Intrepid, which I'm glad the changes that they do change are improvements to it over the Tier 5. The T5 Intrepid, believe it or not, is still around, and you can pick it up for free if as one of your options for Federation level 61 players. Yeah, it's an option, not the recommendations. As an T6 ship, I hate to say the full spec seats were not commonly used, even for Sea Star ships in the 2014 and 2015 era where this ship was released. So this engineering Intel seat was very, very, very much not uncommon for a Sea Star ship of this era. This ship really focuses on the science-based builds, and given that the 7 to 9 bridge officer skills that could be used for science alone, and 5 science consoles, sounds pretty decent. However, I got to mention that unlike the escorts and cruiser builds, science builds are often harder to work well with if you're a beginner player. I mean, I'm going to have to mention that out. But the big question is, what rating do I give it? I give it to C. It's not. The thing is, if you get it working, it can work great. But the problem is, it's very, very dated, and quite a lot of the good stuff isn't available because the only option at the time was actually Intel. So, but yeah, that's really it. Next up is the console. Now, this is the Universal Aero Shuttle Bay. Now, this can all be equipped on any Intrepid class variants, and not the Tier and only the Tier 5 plus or higher variants. So that's some good news and some bad news. There is actually a Tier 4 variant, I believe, which you can which you can also be, which you may the two Tier 4 variants actually, and this console has a free wave as a set bonus that I haven't covered this year. This basically gives your ship the Intrepid ship a increased maximum shield capacity, and can, when clicked, can launch a aero shuttle. It will launch one single attack craft which can aid you in battle. The aero shuttle itself can use phaser beam rays and phaser dual beam and phaser dual beam bank. Has one torpedo launcher, a tractor beam, and can use beam overload on itself, and also use biometrics and jam sensors on its targets. It also has a minute and 30 seconds recharge. As this as I said, this console launched a pet for your ship. With the fact it's got beam rays, the pet doesn't suffer from the unable to fire weapons during circling runs on a target, which has been known for certain other pets I've used. It helps to help out the player by hindering the target. I mean, biometrics and jam sensors does exactly that, and tractor beam when it hits just basically sticks the enemies to complete halt. As this pet requires an Intrepid variant, I have to basically include why it suddenly gets the X rating. Yeah, it's because I can't use it on other ships, and that's basically the only reason why it got the X rating. The Starship ship, a bladed field projector. Your shield healing bridge officer abilities provide X amount of temporary hit points for 15 seconds to a target, stacks up to 15 times. Again, this suffers from being an early Starship ship. and it was outclassed by lots of others since then. While the extra HP is nice, like Shield has, this trait only buys time for a player. Once the timer has expired, so that's 15 seconds, or the health points has been that your temporary HP has been lost to damage. The original health points you've actually got hit points you originally had may remain, unless you've actually also got yourself hit with unless your targets managed to get a hull heal and some more, or just wait out with some passive regeneration, which is a bit can be a bit slow when you're in the middle of combat. I give this a C because there's way more better stuff to be to really use around it. So thoughts on the build and some things to be worth. Initially, the thoughts to be the energy type will be patched. What is quite flexible, but the chromatic set from the Tamatite stand out for a science top build, which means that you might want to grab Polo 1, which I forgot to actually mention in here in the actual note. The Temporal Initiative Starship set, the Defector Impulse and Warp Core and Shields are also very good for science. And also, if you're going to be one of the best places to get the Temporal Maxes, is also the best place to get Terran Maxes, which is the Badlands Battle Zone, which you can grab the Terran Task Force Munitions 2-piece set bonus, which is decent which gives you access to some decent options for a torpedo build. Well, you don't have to. And I've got one of my biggest options is about grab wealth 2 or 3, which is perfect for that commander science spot, and you'll need to focus on the Ox power for it. And I forgot to change this note around, but it's still important. You could the intel power of our system status is also might be considered because rank 3 is a lieutenant commander power. Ranks 1 and 2 are ensign and lieutenant, which you can equip on the ship. So as I said, I've got some ideas for the shopping list, and here's my initial shopping list: the 3-piece chromatic calculation set from the Tide and Tide, again mission rewards, all 4 pieces of the Temporal Defense Initiative technology set of the Temporal Reputation. Grab a handful of Polo 1 beam weapons and tactical consoles, and the Temporal Disentanglement Suite from the Mission Butterfly. There is other things, but that is the best non-science console, best tactical console for a science build. And some of my thoughts are going to be as well is I've got some thoughts about paid considerations, which were of course usually used for these, and that is the Gagarin queues to intertwined tactical messages may be fun to consider, due to the fact that gravity well is going to be used, could be used to message. Improved gravity well is pretty much a must get, and the Prime Somerville spawn fuse anomalies really helps out to get this tip. Whilst I love having the rising control vessels, the electrified anomalies, but the cost is not particularly brilliant for a budget build or even for any other type of build. But if but it's something that's because it's quite high at 14,000 Zen or $140, and I've considered and again I've just considered Filth of Power which is a lockbox trait which could be considered with a Gravwell, and if anyone's really wondering if it's a free ship, is it worth getting? Yes. Do I need to say much more? It's a bloody free ship. Anyway, this has been Mike Sharpwriter. See you guys next time.